I'm a student success practitioner from the Student Retention Unit, and welcome to our pre-registration workshop for the second semester of the year 2024. We are glad that you can be here with us. My job is quite simple. It is to My job is very simple. I've been asked to direct the program to welcome you officially to Unisa. Thank you for choosing Unisa, and thank you for being with us today. The reason why we have a pre-registration workshop is to truly show you the prospective students of Unisa that you are indeed welcome in your first step of success. Today we have a jam-packed program to take you through the support services that we have for you, our first year students coming into Unisa for the first time, and we hope that you gain as much information in this program that we have planned for you. Please feel free to ask questions using the chat box. We have our dedicated staff who is here to help you with each and every question that you have. Also be mindful at the end that we will be sending out a survey to find out if there's more information that we need to inform you about as you take this necessary and important step to registration. So welcome again. I am Ziyanda Fabana, and together with the support staff members, we're here to welcome you. We're here to show you a step to success and how you can be a successful first-year student at Unisa. So thank you so much for that, and a round of applause for showing up today. I see other people are still coming to join in, so thank you again and welcome to your first step to success. Just a note, guys, your mics are muted and your cameras are closed, but please do send us a mail, send us a chat in the chat items. We have staff on standby to attend to your every question. Thank you so much and welcome to the first step of your success at Unisa. And we, as a student support staff, will showing you the ropes that you need for success. I'm going to switch off my mic just now as we start on today's program. Thank you. Today's program, we have our first speaker coming from the Student Directorate of Counseling and Career Development, who will be talking to us on how to create safe spaces of wellness within the institution. You can go through, Ms. Dezo.
Good morning. Thank you very much for the introduction, and also we are quite encouraged to see such a number of you taking time this morning to attend. I'm not alone. I am from the Unisa Directorate for Counselling and Career Development, and as Ms. Fabana has indicated, my name is Lisa Dazel. With me, I've got my colleague, Mr. Vusumusi Penyane. So the two of us will be sharing with you about the counselling and career development support that you can look forward to before you are registered, but also once you are registered. Thank you, Vusumusi.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the colleagues and the students. And my name, as Lisa has just pointed out, Vusi Penyane. I'll switch off the camera. So we just to share with you as we welcome you to Unisa. And we are very excited to support you from your journey, from us, from the Directorate of Counseling and Career Development. And it is one of the support services to help you succeed in your studies and future career. Now, it is very important that we explain to you that we support you or students before they enter Unisa where prospective students during your academic journey at Unisa and after when you are exiting or when you have left Unisa. So we don't leave you alone. And things that we support you with will be career advices, academic advices or guidance, and personal guidance. And counseling services are provided to you to help you succeed as a student at Unisa. So these services, more or less, these services that we offer to you from our directorate is free and is for you to succeed at Unisa, precisely for you to succeed at Unisa. We'll unpack this a little bit as we go along. Now, this is what we normally do. So this is the support that we give to you um, as students. Okay, so this is support that we share with you, or this is what we do. We do career guidance. So for prospective students that want to join Unisa, or those who are already studying at Unisa, but they're not really sure about their career path, then they can contact us and we'll talk to them, and we will do career planning, we'll give information, we'll share a lot with you so that you can get to where you want to get in your career and you can grow in your career. Secondly, that's what we do. We also do learning skills. We have workshops and resources to enhance your study skills, time management, and exam preparation. This is what we'll talk about this workshop a little bit later. But we want you to be comfortable with your studies at UNISA, because the important thing from us is that you complete your qualification within a record time. So we make sure that we assist you with all our resources so that you can complete your studies within a specific time. And we know that some people also get affected by personal issues. There's a lot of personal issues that might impact negatively on your studies. And it's important that you talk to us because we don't know. And some people might be going through stress, anxiety, mental health, relationship issues, could be marital issues, it could be boyfriend, girlfriend's issues. It could be grief. There's a lot of personal issues that you are struggling with, or sickness, for example. Some of the things you're struggling with. But we, from the directorate, we don't know these things. You know them, and it's up to you to contact us, to get in contact with us, make an appointment with us, so that we can able to assist you. Because these things, they help. Then they make you lose focus from your studies. For example, you might be going through maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend dumped you, or you're going through a divorce, or you have been divorced, and you are stressed, and you now can't really focus on your studies. And at the end, then you fail the particular module, or you don't even complete your qualification. So we are here to assist you with that. And lastly, we have employability skills that we need also to assist, especially those who are completing their qualification. If you are about to complete your qualification, or even when you are not completing your qualification, you are still with us, maybe your first year, second year, third year, whatever, you contact with us, because then we can assist you with techniques on job search techniques. Such as CV writing. Some people, they pay it. I see on Twitter or something like that. People, they pay for CV writing, and we can assist you with that. Interview preparations, that how do you conduct yourself when you've been given opportunity to present yourself in a particular company. So we can assist you with that so that we can prepare you, and while you're going for interviews. And we also have career exhibitions that we put you in contact with prospective employers, so that you can able to talk to them, present your case to them, so that they know who you are. So these things, we do them from our directorate. We assist you with such things from our directorate. And as I said to you, we have workshops that we offer. And we have, for example, those focusing on your academic workshops. We're looking at, for example, for a new student that's coming to Unisa, it's very difficult to study at Unisa, even in any university in your first year, because you still have to adjust to the environment where you are, understand the space where you are. So this is the first workshop that we offer, is to orientate you to the space where you are and saying, this is the space, this is the Unisa, this is how things are done. This is we can also help you get in contact with certain people so that you are not stuck there. Some people who like, I don't know how to claim my Unisa, and I don't know who to get in touch with. We assist, we help you in this workshop. And then we come back to the study skills and time management. And one of the issues that we find as we deal with a lot of students at Unisa is time management. Some people are working full time, some are working part time. Some are not working. So now you have time. And then how do you use the time if you're working? And how do you get time to study? How do you get time with your family? How do you get time working? But you have to able to manage the time. And then study skills also, we assist with them. And then we also assist with exam preparation, because exams are coming as we are starting now. Remember that we don't have enough time by October. So we have only 2 months. By October, exams will start. Then you have employability workshops that you deal with, that will be job readiness. As I said, will be CV writing, job searching skills, and interview skills that we do with. And also I've talked about virtual Grand Expo and other careers first events that we do. Then lastly, we have personal development workshops just for you, workshop that will deal with self-confidence. Some people are very good academic, but then they left the self-confidence and help with that. Also workshops on loss and grief, managing relationships, a lot of workshops for self-development, for your personal development, to understand yourself better. Now, how do we offer counseling ourselves? Okay, you can either, remember, as I said to you, counseling is counseling is free. So it's the first thing to understand. For students at Unisa, it's not free for everyone else. For students that are studying at Unisa, so as a student at Unisa, counseling for you will be free. But we do career guidance for prospective students, so also it's still free for them, but we don't do counseling for other people. So for you, counseling is free. So you can contact us face to face. Okay, you can go to any Unisa offices. Most of them, not all of them, will have a counselor at the office. So you can actually consult with a counselor there. Not all the offices, but most offices will have a counselor in. And those offices where there is no counselors, there's a means of how to contact a counselor. So the team there will actually assist you how to contact a counselor and how the counselor will contact you. So you can go to any of Unisa offices and walk in and just make an appointment and talk to a counselor. Or we can also do the counseling online, or we can ask to be called, or we can call us. You can email us. We'll share these details at the end of this presentation, how to get in contact with us, or MS Teams. We can make a booking with us. We also have a digital resources, like this is our website, where we post a lot of recordings that we have done, and the YouTube, we post a lot of recordings, so you can also get in contact with us. However, what I want to say when I end this my part here, that counseling at Unisa is offered by professional counselors. Professional counselors are psychologists. I think 95% all of them are psychologists and registered counselors. So it's not just offered by anyone else, but it's offered by either we might meet a counseling psychologist, a clinical psychologist, or educational psychologist, but all of them are psychologists. And secondly, it's very important that you also make an appointment. So the appointment, because then if you go there, you want to see a counselor, sometimes the counselor might have a booking and he or she needs to order that booking online before he or she can attend to you. So it's very important that if you want to see a counselor, it's very important to make an appointment with the counselor. So as I said, the details will be shared with you, how to get in contact with us. So I'll hand over now to my colleague, Lisa.
Thank you, Lucy. As we were preparing to talk to you this morning, the question that we wanted you to understand is how you can prepare to start studying and for your life to change. So as you are embarking on this life-changing journey of studying through Unisa, what are some of the things that you can take into consideration as you are preparing? So the first part is what we recommend is that you commit to your studies. So some of the questions you could think about include what do you want to achieve with your qualification? So really thinking about why do I want to do this particular qualification that I've applied for admission to? What resources do I already have to help me succeed? So these resources could be anything ranging from technology, but it also includes the support resources such as your family or friends or co-workers that can help you to succeed in your studies. And then an important question is also to think about the additional support that you need. And that is also why we are here today, excuse me, from the Unisa team to tell you more about the support that you have access to as a Unisa student. So something you could think about doing is to write down a personal success statement where you commit to completing your academic year, but then also your qualifications successfully. So an example of such a statement could be, it does not matter what happens and how I feel, I will get through this semester or this year or the next 4 or 5 years because, and then you complete the sentence. So it's very important that you always have an understanding of why are you busy with the qualification you are doing? How does it link to your career goals? What resources do you have and what additional resources do you need? Then if we look at the different environments that you also need to just think about, those would be your social environment, your physical environment, as well as your internal environment. So under the social environment, think about, do the people around me understand the importance of my studies to me, and also who can support me during my study journey. So it's very important as you are embarking on your studies to talk to people around you about your studies and its importance and negotiating the support that you need. Then your physical environment, those would include things such as where will I study, what equipment do I need, who do I need to negotiate with for a study space. And then your internal environment, so those are questions such as, do I believe that I can complete my qualification? Also thinking now about how you will handle challenges. And then the last question that you could consider there is, am I confident in my career decisions? That is including the qualifications I've chosen. So it's important to assess these different environments as you're also preparing to study. Then one of the things I think Lucy alluded to it is that time management is a very important aspect of studying through Unisa as a distance learner. So it's important for you to take a look at your current weekly schedule and really going to think about, how am I spending my time currently? And remember to include time for studies, work, family, other activities. Then you could draft a schedule, including your study time, and I will show you an example shortly. And the aim is that you need approximately 6 to 8 hours per week per semester module. So as you're planning, even in terms of thinking how many modules you are going to register for, keep in mind that is the recommended time that you need to spend on each module. And let that also guide you in terms of how many modules you then register for. So here's just a very simple example of a weekly planner. So this is for Rasuna, who's the first level accounting student, and she devised this planner. So we can see, for example, that she is working, but she also have other commitments such as the travel time from and to work, preparing dinner at home. She needs to spend time with her family. She also makes time to watch TV, and then she's got a couple of sections where she indicated she will study. So if we add up the number of hours per week that she's allocated as 17 hours, and she's currently registered for 4 modules. So what that means is that if we then take that recommendation of 6 to 8 hours per week per module into account, she's budgeting too little time for her studies. So after a conversation, she then decided on the following. She will wake up earlier each morning to study for an hour before she prepares to go to work. She will also reduce the time that she's allocated to watch TV. She will negotiate to seek help with the household chores that she's responsible for. And she will also allocate less time to spend with friends. So making these adjustments will help her to get closer to the goal of spending at least 32 hours per week on her studies and coming back to the recommendation of 6 to 8 hours times 4 modules. So it's important for you to take a look at how you are currently spending your time, but then once you start studying, you also need to think about where will you make time in your schedule. What are the things that you would need to reprioritize in order for you to have enough time to study? Then Ms. Pignani shared with you on our DCCD website, this resource is available to you 24/7. And what we try to do here is to create quite a large number of self-help resources. And these are related to your career, your academic and your personal development. So I would really encourage you to take some time at least just to go and browse through the different topics that we talk about. And the resources are then available either as web pages or there's also videos and audio recordings depending on the resource that you are looking for. Then we did speak about the counselling and career development services at the Unisa regional centres. There will be a colleague who will be talking about the support offered in the regions, but just to give you an idea, these are the different centres where you could then make an appointment to see a counsellor or then do the online appointments. And then very importantly, we will share the contact details with you as well, but start with maybe a bit old school, but kind of an address book or a contact book or a document. So as you are listening to the different presentations, take note of the different support services and then also how to reach them. So for counselling and career development, our email address is counselling@unisa.ac.za. You can book an online appointment, so there's also a link that you can use to book the online appointment. And remember, the counselling is available to you even if you are not registered yet. You are still thinking about your registration. And then contact a counsellor at the regional office, as we've mentioned. Our website address is up on the screen, as well as our YouTube channel. So on the YouTube channel, we publish a number of recordings of workshops that we've conducted related to the issues that we've talked about. So topics related to personal development, but then also career development and study skills. So that's it from our side. We wish you all the best in your studies and also for attending the rest of this morning. And we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, colleagues. We can see the round of applause that are happening. Please keep those coming. This is also how we know and see that you are engaged with us this morning. So thank you so much, colleagues, for that. Just also a highlight, and maybe very important for our students. These are available for prospective students as well as registered students. So please make use of the services that have been presented here. because you can use them to really manage your time, to understand how to make a space for your time using the very fantastic time management tool. Remember, I want to end off my comment on this quote. It says, the world's greatest achievers have been those who stayed focused on their goals and have been consistent in their efforts. All right, just mark those words. The world's greatest achievers have been those who stayed focused on their goals and have been consistent in their efforts. And today and this morning, the DSAR colleagues, the counseling, career counseling and development colleagues have really shown us which tools we can have at our disposal, how we can stay focused, and how we can make the best of the moment that has been given to us to continue in our higher education. So thank you so much, colleagues, for that. And we will call on Student Health to please talk to us on how we can create a safe space and a sense of belonging for Unisa students. Thank you.
Good morning, colleagues and students. My name is Tebogo Mangope from Student Social Development. As the program director have said, that we are here also to inform students on how to create a safe space for our students when they need the support. And I will be switching off my camera and then do my presentation. Thank you. As I've mentioned that I am from Student Social Development, and then our aim is to create a safe space for our students. And then we have the focus area of the student social development, which is student health and wellness services, co-curriculum development and training, gender-based violence and services. And then how do we, with the health and wellness services, we have different focus areas, which is the psychosocial support. And with our psychosocial support, we are partnering with Higher Health, South African Depression and Anxiety Group. And as our latter speaker have spoken, we do the referrals to the DCCD as they are instrumental in addressing the mental health issues among students and other issues that students might need assistance with the psychosocial support. So we are responsible for the referral of the students when they contact the Office of the Dean of Students. We also have the physical health services. As students, we know that they are going through a lot, and for students to be healthy, also they must do the physical health, which can be done in the safe environment of their place, and then even inside the house, they can still do that. And during our awareness, we invite Vision Active and other gym companies to come and do the demonstration to assist us, to assist our students. How can they do their physical exercises without going without going to the gym, even in their home when they are sitting down? We also have the mental health, gender and sexuality. We are partnering with stakeholders, as I've mentioned before, and then we also have the peer educators program. And how do we achieve, and what approach are we using? We have adopted the wheel of wellness that speaks to you as a whole, as students, Unisa students, which is the emotional, intellectual, physical, social, environmental, financial, and spiritual. And as I've mentioned that these are our core support, as I've mentioned it in my previous, that this is what we do, that it's a holistic approach that includes partners. And we also have the physical one, and then we also do the testing when we have our awareness, which also includes things like HIV, a BP and BP, and also partners that will be available to assist us with the testing. The mental health, it has been said by the previous, the latter presenters, that it is affecting our students. And then many students throughout the world experience mental health problems ranging from temporary distress, anxiety, or to more persisting and devastating mental or psychological condition. So they, even if they have it predate university entrance or emerge during university studies, and may arise from multiple factors that can affect the students. And how do we do that? We provide students with a comprehensive approach by having a mental health awareness and a mental health awareness and support that I've said that we also partner with different stakeholders.
Ms. Mangova,
Yes.
Can you please maybe wrap up to how can students get a hold of you? Thank you.
Okay. And then students can get hold of us by contacting the students practitioner, which is Mr. Pintias at Students Health at Unisa, and Ms. Tebogo Mangope and Ms. Lizette Leroux. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you so much for that. We see the round of applause from students. That was truly much appreciated. And I think students really, to cement what the two speakers have spoken about, it is to also show you that learning is not just about just your teaching and your learning. It's important that we also care about you holistically, to want to support you emotionally, to want to support you, make time for your studies and how to plan for them. So please use the services that are available to you. Thank you to our speakers for really reminding us on the importance of just well-being in its holistic form. So thank you so much for that, colleagues. We will, our next colleague will be showing us a step-by-step guide as we are going into our registration period, how to register, how to understand the system. And so please, Ms. Demet, I'm calling on to you to guide our students on the Unisa's registration process. Students, please take notes of any questions that you have. Please post them in the chat box, and our staff is there to assist with any questions that you have. Thank you, Ms. Demet. Are you here, Ms. Demet?
Zianda, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly promote her.
Thank you.
There we go.
Good morning, everybody. I hope that you're doing well on this wintry day. Let's see some smiles just to see that you are still awake. Right, I'm gonna turn down my camera and start presenting. Can everybody see my presentation? Just indicate if you can see my presentation.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before you start with registration at Unisa, please read the Unisa Rules for Students publication on the website carefully. It's there for a reason and will answer many of your questions and concerns. these rules are updated annually, so it's kept up to date. And these rules are important throughout your studies. I'm going to skip to the registration part that is in the rules. I will also, after this presentation, just show you on the website where to find it, so that you know if you're looking for information where to find that. With regards to registration, these rules regarding registration are informed by the admissions policy of Unisa and are available on the Unisa website, where specifically the following areas are highlighted. Your choice of modules per semester or per annum. Kindly note that your registration per semester and annum is subject to the maximum number of NQF, that's NQF short for National Qualifications Framework, credits as set out in the admissions policy. Then prerequisite modules and co-requisite modules. There seems to be quite uncertainty, and students wonder what is meant by this. Prerequisite module, a student may not register for a module for which he or she has not passed the prerequisite module. In other words, there is something that you need to have passed before you register for that module. When a student has submitted modules for registration with the prerequisite module and or requirements have not been yet, the module will be removed and or cancelled. So you might find yourself during registration that you register for a module for which there is a prerequisite module. If during the processing of your application, it is found that you did not pass the prerequisite module, that module will then be taken off your registration so that your registration can be processed. So if you see a module disappearing from your initial registration, know that there was an issue with that. Then a co-requisite module, that's a student, you may register for the prescribed co-requisite module simultaneously in the same semester or year, whichever, depending on whether that's a semester or a year module. So a co-requisite module is a module that you can register together with another module. In finding out the total number of credits, I'm just using the higher certificate in accounting sciences as an example. Note that I will also show you live on the website, so that you know where to find this. Any information with regards to the curriculum of the qualification that you register for, the NQF exit level, the total number of credits, etc., is found under that qualification information. In this instance, I'm just using this as an example, the higher certificate in accounting studies. You will see on top, it says total credits. So this is the total number of credits that this qualification consists of. All right. 9.2, we spoke about that just in a slide before this one. The choice modules, the choice of modules per semester or annum. If you register for a semester, that's a maximum of 60 NQF credits. That equates to 5 modules. Or if you can register for a number of 120 NQF credits, that means you can register for 10 modules. All right. How to determine the NQF credit for the module? If you go to, I'm just going to go to the previous slide, under your qualification, higher certificate in accounting studies, if you double click, you will see these are all hyperlinks. If you click on that, it will show you the credits and the NQF level. It will also indicate whether it's a semester module or in the next one, whether it's a year module. So if you want to know whether you need to register for a semester, that means first or second semester, or whether this is a year module, that will also be contained in the information for that specific module. All right. To find your qualification, let's use an example of the Bachelor of Arts in Archaeology and Philosophy. If you want information on this, click on the relevant module. It will then take you to subjects and modules. And these are all listed in alphabetical order. So if you want to see what the major subject combination, for instance, is for philosophy, click on P, and there it will show you major combination. So in order to offer this as a major subject, you would need to pass these modules on first year level, that's level 5, NKF level 5, second year level, NKF level 6. Those will be the modules, and then third level or NKF level 7, those would be the compulsory modules. This information is all available on the website. All right. Just a short recap then. Very important, read the Unisa rules for students. With regard to registration, specifically Rule 9 speaks on registration and then determining a major combination. All right. Then registration rules, that's section 9 continued. Prerequisite modules, I've shortly touched on that. A prerequisite module, a student may not register for a module for which you have not passed the prerequisite module or modules. Sometimes there's more than one prerequisite module, especially when you register for second and third level modules. You'll find that there's more than one prerequisite module. When you submit your registration for modules where the prerequisite and or requirement has not been met, the module will be removed or cancelled. Okay. Co-requisite modules, students may register for prescribed co-requisite modules simultaneously in the same semester or year, whichever that particular module period is registered in. Once again, if you click on a module or on the curriculum, you will see, for instance, here, if you want to register for this module, there's a co-requisite module. Okay, so it means that you have to register this module together with that module. You cannot register this module alone. You can only register this module together with that module or after you've passed that module. All right. Same here. Prerequisite means that you cannot register this module without having passed that module first. Sorry, just to correct myself. Co-requisite, you can register this module together with that module. All right. Once you've registered these two modules, you cannot cancel that module and cannot cancel that module unless you have passed it already. Then, preparing for registration, please visit the relevant college site to find your qualification and choose your modules. I will show that to you in the live presentation as well. Take note of the college rules before selecting your modules. If you do not read and do not go through that, you will miss very, very, very important information. For example, I've used the College of Science, Engineering and Technology. Yeah, under the rules, please note that all practicals will be conducted at the Unisa Science Campus in Johannesburg. All right? Cannot be done anywhere else. So make sure that you make provision and you plan for this so that you are able to attend the practicals, because without the practicals, you will not be able to pass that module. Right. Cost of studies. After you've decided which modules you want to register, You can access the full costs of your studies before confirming your modules for registration. You don't need to be registered to access this. I will show you in the online presentation where you find the quotation, and then you submit your registration. Kindly note, registration for semester 2 opens on 8 July and closes on 19 July. Please ensure that you register within this period, and also your initial payment needs to be done before your modules will be activated. If you do not do your initial payment, your registration cannot be processed and activated. And if you pay late, you will then miss an opportunity. You will only be able to register in 2025. Very important. If you require funding, like for instance, NSFAS or whatever, please submit your registration as early as possible so that your funding can be processed. There's a process for funding through NSFAS that is not Unisa. NSFAS only have offices at Unisa, but NSFAS operates independently from Unisa. All right. Always begin with a college web page to identify which modules you need to select and note any rules or any updates. Then proceed to the registration website to submit your proposed registration. Students living with disabilities, we have the Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities, that's Oxford. These or this department can assist you. Please, please, please feel free to contact them. Students with hearing disabilities, visual impairment, these people will assist you. Please, they are well experienced and able to provide the best possible assistance for registration and special assistance with study material. Then we have a wide range of administrative services available on My Unisa. You need to register online when you apply and you've been granted, been made an offer, you accept the offer, you need to accept your My Unisa email address. That gives you access on My Unisa. Under My Unisa, log on to your My Unisa, you will find My Admin, for instance. There's a number of services there. You can add modules to your registration, you can cancel online, you can request an academic record, etc., etc. Log on to My Unisa and select the My Admin tab. Then contact details for undergraduate studies. This is the Oxford or Advocacy and Resource Center for Students Living with Disabilities. This is the email address. Please note it down. For other queries, you inquire at unisa.ac.za or our call center number. You can also connect with us via the chatbot or the self-help FAQs. There are frequently asked questions that we have supplied you with answers to. Please read through that, the chatbot. I will also show you how and where to access that. Now, please note that undergraduate and postgraduate studies are separate. We have a master's and doctoral inquiries. That's the email address. Please don't send queries with regards to master's and doctorate to undergraduate because we do not have access to the master and doctorate students and we cannot assist. Honors and postgraduate studies, there's an email address for each and every college. This is Science Honors for Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Accounting Studies. We'll see all have ONS. That's for honors. Please also not to undergraduate because there are different departments. We do not have access, please. All right. And then for SBL, that is the email address. Presentations will be made available to you, so you will also have access to the various email addresses, and please use them for fast, efficient service. If you send an MND query to undergraduate, we have to refer to MND, so it takes time. All right. Great. That's the end of my presentation then. I'm just going to go to the website to show you.
Thank you, Ms. Nemeth. Are you still showing us the website on your side?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Perfect. Thank
Can
you.
everybody see that?
We can see it. Thanks.
Good. So when you log on to the Unisa website, it's www.unisa.ac.za. When you open, this is the website that will open for you. Like I said, my Unisa. You will log on to that. You'll see log on to my admin. If you log on, you will find the various services like additions, cancellations, changing of your address, etc. All right. For registration, you will go to register. You'll see these are hyperlinks. If you click on it, it will open. See here, masters and doctoral, that's different. For undergraduate, like I said, remember in my presentation, I refer to the student policies and rules. This is where you will find it. I'm just going to click on that for you to see. 2024 Unisa rules for students. Library services, language. There's a whole bunch of information. Please read through it carefully. I spoke on point 9, registration. This is just to show you. Registration. Okay. And this is all the information with regards to registration. Please read through this. Speaks of prerequisite, co-requisite modules, etc. So please make sure that you read through that carefully. Then going back to registration. That's a registration process. All the information that you need is here. It gives you the various registration dates, where to register online, the email address for general inquiries, our call center number, and it also gives you the contact details for honors degrees and postgraduate diplomas, where you need to send your queries to. It is available online. It says find your qualification and choose your modules. You can choose any. Let's do law, Bachelor of Arts in Criminology. I'm just using an example. SAQA ID, very often we get queries with regards to SAQA ID. You find it on there. The total number of credits to complete this qualification is 360, and the NQF level is there. The rules, read through it, how to choose your modules. Also, one of my colleagues previously spoke about time management. It indicates the time that you need for semester modules and the time that you need for year modules. Make sure that you plan carefully. I also showed you with regards to the Bachelor of Science, the college rules. That's why it's important for you to read the college rules. For this qualification, note that all the practicals will be conducted at the science campus in Johannesburg. And you need to plan and make appropriate arrangements for that. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mitch. You have 5 minutes.
Good, thank you. We go to, if you want more information on a specific module, just click on the module. It will tell you that if credit module, it will indicate whether it's a semester module and also the number of credits. A different module will have once again, semester module, it will indicate your semester or year module. All right. Calculate your study fees. If you want to know upfront what your study fees will be before you physically register, you click on study fee quotation, you key in your modules, and it will give you the relevant fee. One. Click on display. South Africa. Click here on display, it will display the fees that you need to register for. And of course, you will need your qualification code. 98359. Complete and submit your registration. Online registration. Once you've decided the modules that you want to do, fees, click on registration, and these are the steps. Okay. It says click here to open the page. And this is where you go to register. It is a step-by-step process. Also, you can do your payment online. It is real time. So when you register and you do the payment online, you are sure that you meet all the deadlines and you may then proceed with your studies. I trust that this will help. If there are any questions, please note that we have a call center. You have the email addresses. Please do not hesitate to contact us so that we may assist. I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Colleen. Thank you for taking our students through pre-registration and all the important information that they need as they prepare for registration. Students, please make sure that you did follow the presentation itself. I saw a couple of students asking if this session is recorded. Yes, it is indeed recorded. Please share your questions in the chat box so that staff can be able to attend to it after the presentation. Please note that this is recorded. And just one more thing, please do not exchange any contact details on the site. It is not allowed. It is to protect you as a student and also other students as well. We will make the recording available to us, and there are very plenty ways that will be presented in this orientation workshop on how you can get in touch with us, with staff, and also with other students. So please be mindful of that. As we are going on to our student walk, we talked about wellness, we talked about student health, we talked about the steps in registration. And right now, Ms. Demet has highlighted the importance of our resource center and support for students with disabilities. But let's hear it from the colleague who's here to take us through the notion and also the presentation on disability disclosure in higher education. Colleague, you can go through. You are muted.
Good morning, students. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Nwabi Saveli. I am a lab assistant. I am based in Western Cape, Cape Town campus. I will switch off my camera, then I will do my presentation. Thank you. I am here to represent ACSWID. ACSWID stands for Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities. Let me quickly share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can go through.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I am here to represent ACSWID. ACSWID stands for Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities. Today, we are here to talk about ACSWID, the division that offers services to students with disabilities at Unisa. Today, we will talk about disclosure, how to disclose, and the benefits of disclosing as a Unisa student. It is your right not to disclose your disability, but unfortunately, we cannot provide you with necessary assistance and support if you do not disclose your disability. Many students do not disclose their disability because of stigma and discrimination attached to disability, leading to those students not getting support that they are entitled to. To function successfully academically as a student with a disability, you depend on disclosing your disability so that we can provide you with reasonable accommodation. Any information that is shared by our student, it is for the benefit of the student, and your disability shall be considered confidential and shall be shared with others within the institution and will only be shared when there is a compelling reason. How to declare your disability. You declare your disability by submitting a letter confirming or stating your disability. The letter must be from a medical practitioner stating that a student has a specific disability, and then we update the disability on the system. On my next slide, I will talk about the benefits of disclosing your disability. If you are a student with a disability and you disclose your disability with us, we are able to assist you with online application and registration. We are able to convert your study material into various formats. For example, electronic text, braille, large print, and audio. We assist you to apply for a fee reduction. A fee reduction, it is a discount given to students with disabilities who earn a household income of not 80,000 per annum. And students are required to apply for a fee reduction during a registration period, meaning from the 8th of July till the 19th of July. We assist our students to apply for NSFAS, and students are required to attach Annexure A to declare their disability. We assist students with assignment extensions. We assist students to apply for special examination arrangements. Special examination arrangements includes extra time during examinations. We provide sign language interpretation services as and when required. We have computer labs dedicated to students with disabilities. Our computer labs have adapted technology and softwares like JAWS and NVDA to accommodate our students with various disabilities. We assist students who are NSFAS beneficiaries to apply for assistive devices. An assistive device can be a hearing aid, can be a laptop, can be a wheelchair, depending on the need and on the disability of the student. We implement community outreach programs whereby we visit special schools. We talk about the services that we provide to students with disabilities at Unisa. NSFAS beneficiaries can be assisted by applying for human support. We assist students to request prescribed books in electronic format. As we know that we have students with various disabilities, not all our students can access a hard copy. We liaise with publishers to provide the student with a prescribed book in an electronic format. We train our students on orientation and mobility. This training is for blind and partially sighted students in response to their specific needs. We develop our
5 minutes, colleague.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I am almost done. We develop awareness campaigns to eliminate stigma that is attached to disability. And we educate our staff and our students with various disabilities. Where to find us, as I have mentioned in the beginning, my name is Nabisa Veli. I am based in Western Cape. You can contact us at unisa.ac.za or contact me directly at velinn@unisa.ac.za. I will share the contact details of the staff members at Oxford on the chat box. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, colleague, for that presentation. Thank you for the work that you do to support students with disabilities. Students with disabilities are also just encouraged to please disclose their disability. It's important that should you choose to disclose a disability, to please do so during the application and also registration period that is upon us. This is also in order to best support you better. As my colleague spoke about reasonable accommodation, that is what we mean by the support and all the other support services that were highlighted by the previous speaker that Unisa offers students should they disclose. Yet also another way to show our prospective students on the support on the student journey to ensure that you have a successful first year within Unisa. So next up, we're going to have student debtors who are really going to talk to us about payments, methods, payment references, and also any questions that we had regarding minimum payment. So over to you, colleague. You can just unmute. Are you okay?
Hi, Zienda. I think the colleague will join us shortly.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for that, bit of hiccups. There was a lot of questions in the chat about the minimum fees. So before I start with the presentation, just a brief explanation of the minimum fees. The minimum fee is approximately 33% of the total study fee, and that is payable by the appropriate closing date for registration. So for the second semester, closing date for registration is the 19th of July. You'd be required to pay the minimum fee for every module that you register. Sorry. Which would be about, like I said, 33%. The balance of the study fees will be payable at a later date. For second semesters, that would be the 15th of August. We usually extend that until the end of August. Okay, so our presentation is going to deal with acknowledgement of debt, quotation and pro forma invoices, payment methods and references, and then cancellation dates, cooling off period, etc. The acknowledgement of debt or AOD form is to allow students who don't have the minimum amount payable on registration by the appropriate closing date to register. There are certain conditions. You should have access to a source of income or proof of income, or if somebody's paying for you, that will also suffice. So if a third party, parents, family member, friend is also paying for you and they agree that they are going to pay for you, their condition, and they provide their proof of income, which could be a salary slip, bank statement, and a copy of their ID together with the AOD form. Okay, since you're all first-time students, you won't have historic debt. You just have to complete the form, submit the required documents. This will be stipulated on the form, what documents are required. The AOD form is limited to students that are staying in South Africa, so either South African students within South Africa or foreign students are residing in South Africa. In that case, if it's a foreign student, you need you need to provide a copy of your permit to reside in South Africa and a proof of address. The AOD forms for the second semester are not available as yet. They'll be available once registration starts. If you would like to request an AOD form, please send an email to finan, F-I-N-A-N, @unisa.ac.za. Please, in the subject line, state your student number and AOD. This will assist us to filter those emails and provide you with the necessary documents. Quotations and pro forma invoices, as my colleague has mentioned earlier on, you can access the quotations on My Unisa. You can access it on the web. If you require a pro forma invoice for a bursar or sponsor, again, if you could send an email to Finan, your student number, pro forma invoice in the subject line, then the name of your bursar or employer or sponsor, their address, and their VAT number if applicable. Again, you must be temporary registered, please, so that we can provide you with that pro forma invoice. The different payment methods, they're all available on the web. The banking details, the link for the credit card payments. Credit card payments are real time, so that will reflect immediately on your account. The bank payments, those take up to 48 hours. But I just would like to request, please pay special attention to the deposit references. Include your student number. If you're paying for study fees, 5400374721. The information is available online, but very important, make sure your student number is in the reference field. We receive payments where the reference is to study fees. There's no way we can identify those payments. It causes the delay in your registration and may even result in you not being registered if the payment is not identified on time. So that's just a special appeal, please. Your student number in your reference field. This is just the various account numbers. Like I mentioned, this is all available online. If your payment is being paid by a sponsor or bursary or employer, and it is a bulk payment, there is a form that you can download online that must be submitted together with your proof of payment. The email address is also available online. Then I'd just like to mention in terms of cancellation and forfeiting of fees, If you cancel your registration within 10 days of your registration being activated, you will not forfeit any fees. If you cancel it after the 10 days, then the cancellation policy applies. There's cancellation closing dates. If it's for second semester modules, the closing date is 31st of August. So if you cancel it after 10 days, but before the 31st of August, you'll only forfeit your minimum fee, which I mentioned earlier is approximately 33%. If you cancel after the 31st of August, you forfeit the full fees. And then, as my colleague also mentioned in the earlier presentation, please, colleagues, the student rules is very important. If you have a chance, please have a look through those. Thank you so much, and hope you have an awesome day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation. I do hope that our students took notes of all of the presentation itself, and how it is important to really engage with, the rules, and also because they're there to guide you as to make sure that you have a successful registration in the end. I think that was highlighted in the previous speaker, and again with this speaker, that the information is there for you. We are there to support you. Please also just make sure that you read all the relevant information. And then next up, as we're seeing, we have quite a number already of students who are asking about other funding opportunities. And we have just the speaker to address that on funding opportunities and how to access them. So students, this one should come in handy for you. Thank you.
Good morning, colleagues, and good morning, students. Can I just share my screen and just share my video as well, so that I can just greet everybody? I'm Maupi Penyeye from Division of Student Funding. I'm going to go through the funding opportunities that we do have in our department. And then I will share my screen quickly. Hopefully my screen is visible.
Absolutely. You can go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, like I said before, I'm from the Division of Student Funding. I'm just going to go through the funding that we do administer in our section. Firstly, what is student funding? We are a division within the finance department at Unisa. And then we do administer donor funds in form of study loan bursaries, and we administer them according to the donor funds. I'm going to start off with NEPSAS, the one which is much popular than any other one. For second semester, unfortunately, we don't have any application process for second semester because the applications are done only once for the whole academic year. So the application for the 2025 intake will happen around October and January. Applications that are submitted on NEPSAS website, www.nepsas.org.za. And then please note all applications that are administered by NEPSAS. And then it's very important for the student to keep checking their statuses on the NEPSAS portal. Please make sure as well for the higher certificate students who are NEPSAS funded and who are changing to a formal qualification must please reapply for NEPSAS. I'm going to go through appeals. Rejected students for NEPSAS has got an opportunity to do that, to submit their appeals. And then this applies for both new and returning students. The appeals that are submitted directly on the NEPSAS portal. And then for the higher certificate students who are rejected with an N+, please, when you do the appeal, also attach the letter of completion for the high certificate. This is just to show NEPSAS that the qualification for the higher certificate is completed and you are moving ahead to the formal qualifications. It is also advisable for the student to submit their, to pay their registration fees to finalize registrations. The reason for that is NEFSAS will only finalize the appeal after the closing date of registrations. So it is advisable for the student to make sure that they do finalize their registration so that they don't miss out on the semester. How does the registration process go in terms of NEFSAS? After this, the student has applied and is approved, NEFSAS will provide the university with the approved list. Student funding will register and award the approved students according to the approved list that was received from NEFSAS. Student funding will upload the registration data on NEFSAS portal after the closing date of registration. The reason for this, why we upload it after the closing date of registration, is normally during the course of registration, the students tend to edit their registration, which obviously affects the data that has been sent to NEFSAS. So we normally wait for the closing date of registration before we can send those details to NEFSAS. Then NEFSAS will process the data received from the universities. They will still verify the following: the registration, the registered qualification, is it funded or not? The N+ rule, is still within the requirements, as well as the household income. In this case, we are talking about the 350,000 per annum per household. NEFSAS, after they've verified the information, they will provide the university with a successful linked data to the institution. That is just to confirm that this registration has been accepted by NEFSAS, and then it also forms as part of the claim from the university. How is the NEFSAS allowances or DHET bursaries? What do they benefit? And how are allowances paid to the students? What will happen is the student will receive an email on their on their My Life email account. That email will have a link. The student should go on that link and update their banking details. Those banking details will be verified. After being verified, student funding will pay the allowances to the students. And then the allowances, they are calculated as follows. If a student registered 1 to 4 modules, they will get 630 per module as the learning material allowance. But the moment the student registered 5 or more modules for the year, the student will be paid the whole allocation for the year, which is 5,460. On top of that, if the students are registered for 10 or more modules, they will qualify for the incidental allowance to the amount of 3,045, which is payable over 10 months at an amount of 304.50 cents per month. So students who registered 5 modules first semester, and then they add another 5 modules in the second semester, they will only start to receive their incidental allowances in the second semester, because that's when they start to have their 10 modules. But the first payment that they're going to receive in the second semester will be backdated from the first semester allowance. I'm going to move over to the NEFSAS disability funding. The NEFSAS disability funding is a full cost bursary aimed at providing financial support to students with disabilities who are financially eligible and deserving. For their allowances, they are calculated as follows: is 600 per module up until 6,000 maximum. And then they've got an incidental allowance of 3,045 payable over 10 months at the rate of 304.50 cents per month. Qualifying student can qualify to get assistive devices as well, such as wheelchairs, hearing aids, adapted laptops, and human or other supports, such as caregivers, sign language interpreters, guide dogs, etc. Please note the maximum limit for this assistive device is 50,000 over a period of 3 years. I'll move over to the pre-NEFSAS funding bursaries. We've got the TRC, Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This is the bursary is for people who are declared the victim of apartheid by the TRC and their dependents as well as their relatives. For students to apply, they must please visit the website for Department of Justice, www.justice.gov.za. The bursary covers for your tuition fees, book allowance, transport, and food allowance. We've got as well the DMV, Department of Military Veterans. The bursary is from military veterans, and then it caters for dependents who wish to apply for educational support benefits. Students apply directly with the Department of Military Veterans, and then the bursary covers your tuition fees, living material allowance, incidental allowance, and also a laptops, but only for new students. For NEFSAS funded students, they also qualify for refunds. Please note this refunds is only for the money that the student paid towards their registration fees. Students, they are not required to apply for the refund. Instead, the refund, they are initiated directly from our side, because firstly, we need to check if ever the student has been funded properly. Have we already received the money from NEFSAS before we can also be able to refund the student? Please note the following are not covered by NEFSAS, and should the student have a refund, they will be deducted from the refund amount that was paid by the student. That goes for supplementary exam fees, historical debt, cancellation of modules, foreign levies. Those other charges will be deducted from the refund. And then the refund are paid directly into the bank accounts of the students, the very same bank account that you've used to pay the allowance into. For queries for NEFSAS, we've got an e-game platform where all DSF NEFSAS queries are sent to. And then we've got a dedicated staff that is working on that mailbox on a daily basis. The DSF mailbox for NEFSAS is dsf-nefsas.ac.za. I will move over now to the private bursaries. I'm going to cover the Department of Transport, Hillingsburg Trust, CITAS. Okay, Unisa Med bursary, we don't have it in the current year, so I won't go through it. Also, Unisa postgraduate or honors bursaries.
Thank you. You have just about 9 minutes left. Thank you.
Okay, I'll move fast on this one. The Department of Transport, who can apply? You need to be a South African citizen, 35 years or younger. Average from your previous year, it's supposed to be 50% or above. It must be an undergraduate or postgraduate, NQF level 6 to 9. And then it covers the following qualification: BCom Transport Economics, Honors Transport Economics, Honors Logistics. It covers prescribed books, tuition fees, and then the bursary does not cover any repeating modules or the folding modules. To apply, you need to complete a form, and then you can download the form on my Unisa under loans and bursaries. And then the forms can be sent to Ms. Refilo Mahai on maharc@ac.za. We've got a Hillingsburg bursary. This is also for South African citizen, financially needy and academically deserving, mostly focusing on the missing middle category. The average, it must be at least 60% the previous year. It covers for medicine, technology, visual arts, music, health science. And then it covers tuition fees, prescribed books, transport allowance, any related study costs, and laptop only is applicable for the first-time bursary recipients. Application must be sent to Mr. Morgan Mashweu on the email, and then you can also follow the link of Healingsburg on our website. SETA bursaries, please note the Unisa is not part of the application process. The student applies directly with the SETA, and then only South African citizens who are above the age of 18 and 35 can apply. We've got first set by financial and accounting service sector, education and training authority. The website is included there, www.fesa.eco.za to apply. We've got the SETA for the construction one. The website is www.seta.org.za. And then we've got the TITA for transport. The website is www.tita.org.za. And then you must be having 75% of average South African citizen studying formal qualification, and then the missing middle, which is kept at the income of 600,000 per annum. And then the student must register maximum of 5 modules per semester, and is equivalent to a year more courses. I will just go through the postgraduate bursaries. We've got honors bursary, as well as the Unisa masters and doctoral bursaries. Applications that are done online on my Unisa. And then please note the application will open around November yearly for the following year. Thank you so much. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, colleague. And here is your round of applause from the students. And thank you for that informative session. We still have students who are inquiring on NSFAS. So please do get on the chat to please answer their questions. Students who are unable to take your hands, I see a couple of you have raised your hands. Please use our chat box where the staff is ready and waiting for those questions, and we'll be answering it from there. So thank you very much, colleagues, for taking us through student funding opportunities and how students can access them. I hope students took note of the contact details. Please also know that we have the recording. We will be sending the recording to you should you need to listen to it again. Now, we went through registration, the importance of disability disclosure, student debtors, and we just had student funding and the opportunities that are available to students. Just another way of ensuring that you have all the information that is required to make the best possible decisions for yourself as you go on to our registration period. Next up, we have Mr. Wood, who will be telling us about the importance of the first year experience and how Unisa is here to help you every step of the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed new colleagues and students of Unisa, welcome to the beginning of an exciting journey. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you today, virtually of course, as you embark on this transformative adventure. My name is Nasiat Ibrahim Dawood, and I'm a Student Success Practitioner at the Student Retention Unit. Now, students, imagine this. You're standing at the foot of a mountain. The peak represents your dreams, your aspirations, and the successful completion of your studies. The path to the summit might seem daunting, filled with challenges and unknowns. But fear not, because you are not alone on this climb. Here at Unisa, you have a helping hand. In addition to what you have heard thus far in today's program, we have a dedicated team and comprehensive support systems designed to ensure that you reach this peak. Let me introduce you to two pivotal concepts of the student support system. The Student Retention Unit and the first year experience program. The Student Retention Unit is like your personal team of Sherpas guiding you through the early, often tricky stages of your academic journey. We are here to help you to navigate the ups and downs, offering support, advice, and resources tailored to keep you on track. Whether you need academic assistance, personal counseling, or just someone to talk to, the Student Retention Unit has got your back, be it with in-house support or referrals to the departments you have heard about and will still hear about today. We are committed to seeing you succeed, and we have worked tirelessly to ensure that students like yourself have the necessary support to succeed. Now let us talk about the First Year Experience Program, or FYE. Think of the First Year Experience Program, or FYE program, as your essential survival kit. The FYE program isn't just about surviving your first year, it's about thriving and laying a solid foundation for your entire academic journey. The FYE website is something you can already start acquainting yourself with, and I urge you to remember to keep this website safe and visit it often. You can find the FYE website under My Unisa. Alternatively, you can do a direct search as you see on the top of the page, and this will lead you to our website. My colleague will also put the website in the chat box, so you always have it on hand. Our website is filled with a variety of support resources, as you can see on the left, and the website is available in a variety of official languages, as you can see on the right. But students, you may ask, why is this so important? Research studies have shown that the first year of university is often the most challenging for students. It's a time of adjustment, self-discovery, and significant change. By engaging with the FYE program and utilizing the services of the Student Retention Unit, you're not just setting yourself up for academic success, but you're investing in your personal growth and future career. In addition to the above resources, you may be wondering how else you can prepare. We have wonderful YouTube videos that will assist you as well. We also have a web orientation which you can visit. So if you scroll from that website that I showed you, you will be able to see the student orientation program. This is something that you can go through to already kickstart your journey. It is free of charge and it is available right now for your students. In addition to the above, you may also be wondering how you can prepare. We have wonderful YouTube videos that will assist you, and my colleague, Mr. Harpestad, will guide you later on today on the digital material like devices and digital skills that will be beneficial to you. Just to give you a taste of what to expect after registration, one of the things you can expect is to complete the FYE 1500 course. This is a free course and will greatly assist you with fundamental skills that are required for all first-time entering students at Unisa. You will hear more about this at the next orientation session in July. You will also have the opportunity to gain access to our Telegram channel and have access to exclusive broadcasts, motivation, and other resources now that you will be a registered student. Students, no matter where you are based, we have Unisa colleagues and services to assist you. In the next presentation, you will learn about regional support services. Dear students, we believe that every student has the potential to succeed. We are committed to providing you with the tools, resources, and support that you need to turn potential into reality. As you stand at the start of this incredible journey, remember that we are here to support you through every step of the way. Please feel free to make use of our dedicated FYE mailbox and visit the links displayed so that you are always in touch with the latest notices and contact details. Together, let's make your time at Unisa not just about earning a degree, but about enriching your life and shaping your future. Welcome to Unisa. Let's climb this mountain together and reach new heights. Thank you, and congrats on taking the first step.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that beautiful presentation and also the wise words of wisdom. So thank you so much to our colleague. As you hear it, students, we are here to help. We're here to assist at every step of the way. Please take note of the contact details. We will also be sharing them to you to make sure that you have the time and you can use the resources at your own time, at your own leisure, and also just our colleague gave such a beautiful understanding of how Unisa is here to assist you in your first year experience of journey. Please also make sure that you do visit the website. As it is tailored and created just for your first year experience to make sure that you have all the success within Unisa and within your student walk. As our colleague mentioned, wherever you are, Unisa is here to help. And our next speaker, they will be talking us through or speaking and presenting to us on the regional services and how do you access them? Why is it important for you to access them as a support measure in your journey towards success? Thank you, colleague. You can go through. We have Ms. Shezi up for the regions.
Good afternoon to the students, or good day to students. My name is Penny Shezi, as already been said. I have a pleasure of welcoming you as our student for this year. We're looking forward to have you on board. I wish to share with you our presentation as who are we. My name is Penny Shezi. I am the head facilitation of learning. I represent some of the regions. Here are the regions at Unisa. We have regions countrywide. In Midlands, we've got Rustenburg, Bloemfontein, Kimberley, Potchefstroom, and Kroonstad. In Pretoria, in Gauteng, we have...
Sorry, Ms. Shezi, please share your screen. Please also just make sure that you share your entire screen and not window so that our students joining us on YouTube are able to also follow the presentation. Thank you so much.
I think there was a delay. Can you see it now?
I can see it.
Yes. Apologies about that. Unisa has footprints in the whole of South Africa. In Midlands, we have offices. In Gauteng, we have offices that will be Pretoria, Sunnyside, Johannesburg. Sorry, I need to put on this. Sunnyside, Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and Vaal. And then we have Northeastern, which is Polokwane, Makhado, Giyani, Mbombela, and Middleburg. Then we've got Western Cape, which is Cape Town and George. We've got Eastern Cape, which is East London, Mthatha, and Port Elizabeth. Then we have KwaZulu-Natal, which is Durban, Pietermaritzburg, Newcastle, and Wild Coast. What is our role as a region? Regions are placed in areas that are closer to the student across the country. They bring the university closer to the students, meaning the student don't have to go to Pretoria, but the student can visit our regional offices. Regional office reach students regardless of their geographical location via their respective online portals available on my modules. One of my colleagues will explain to you about my modules. Regional office create a positive learning experience for students and facilitate student success by providing professional, administrative, and academic support services. provide student study space and computer labs for students. Services at the regions, this is the journey that you take when you register with us in the region. Where do we start? We start doing application, then you do your registrations. During your journey, academic and ICT support will be there, meaning the facilitation of learning, library services, and counseling. And then at the end of your journey, there will be graduation, of course, and then you become our alumni. What do we as a region brag about? We've got uninterrupted power supply. We've got computer labs. We've got study space where students meet and greet, and we've got free Wi-Fi. As regions, we offer support to our students. We use qualified tutors who complement lectures to support students. There are two types of tutoring at Unisa. That is e-tutoring, offered by colleges for all modules. And we have Teams tutoring, offered at the regions via MS Teams, that is online, offered for selective modules. Those modules or those classes are recorded sessions whereby the student can be able to navigate, or they are made available to students so that the student can monitor them at their leisure. In the regions, we offer the academic literacy services, that is reading and writing for undergraduate students. Quantitative literacy, that is for students, we're talking about numeracy for undergraduate students. Then we assist students who are doing research, that is postgraduate services. This services is offered by well-qualified and experienced facilitators. Subject specific and is offered. You can arrange for a one-on-one consultation via MS Teams. I'm not going to talk about computer lab. Someone after me will talk about them, but I want to say we have regional research project. The regions strive always to provide effective support to our students. We do research informed so that you get decision that is informed based on analytics. Your participation and contributions are required. Further information will follow. Upon registration, students will be invited to a post-orientation. We are based in all those areas as I have confirmed. Thank you, and we're looking forward to see you in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kalink. We can see the hand of applause. The students truly do appreciate the information shared. As just again, students, you can see Unisa is truly there in many of our geographical settings to assist you. So please do play a visit to our regional centers. And then next up, we have another colleague from the regions who's going to talk to us what we need to know about e-learning environment and platforms. Over to you, Mr. Gaba.
Thank you, Chairperson. Good afternoon, students and colleagues. I'm also from the regions, as mentioned. So we will be focusing on the technology leg of the service offered within the regions. And this is a service that is offered across all regions. This service is offered across... Okay, somebody's not muted. And as I was introduced as Xolile Gaba, I am a digital learning advisor in the regions, but we are a component of digital learning advisors and technology enhanced learning advisors. And that unit is called Technology Enhanced Learning, and it is within all the regions of the university. Our focus will be on what you need to do about the learning environment and the platforms that we have at Unisa. Okay. I think my presentation is stuck. It's not moving.
Maybe unshare and share again. Please just remember to use it. We can see the presentation. Okay, proceed.
Okay. Okay, so and many of the colleagues have already spoken about the regional centers and where they are. The previous speaker actually put it out very nicely for all the students to see where we find our footprints within all the regions in the country. So I'm not even going to dwell much on it because there is already so much given on that item. So the e-learning environment that we have available for our prospective students and current students, especially when you're registered, is that you are going to work on the Unisa platform, which is used for online learning. On that platform, you are going to access your learning material and your assessments, as well as discussion forums, which are accessible via the Unisa website. It's a web-based website, which is usually www.unisa.ac.za, or if you like, you can also download the Unisa mobile app, which is called Unisa My Modules. That is just the Unisa modules in your pocket, so it makes it convenient and easy for you to have access to your learning while you are busy with your work and other activities. I did also hear a student asking earlier on in the chat section whether their learning material will be made available to them virtually. So basically, your MyUnisa is your online campus. That's where all your learning material, assessments, and portfolios will be accessed. As soon as you are registered and you access this account, then you will have access to your learning material. The resources that students would or should have to access at Unisa or to access their learning at Unisa, because we are an Odell institution, it is usually required, always required, that you have laptops. And I think many presentations or the one on NESPAS did say there is something for laptops to students. So laptops are important to have, as you are going to use that tool for learning to access your MyUnisa accounts, as well as to do your exams. Since our university does exams online, students may also have smartphones. So you can always alternate between your laptops and your smartphones when you are doing your learning. You must also have regular access to the internet, and this applies in the event that a student is accessing the internet or they're learning from home or remote from the university. If you are going to be on campus, then you would be covered in terms of Wi-Fi. So we have on-campus Wi-Fi for students to connect with their own devices. You can do that at the study areas wherever you are on campus. And we also have, for students who have not been able to afford their own computers yet, especially in the beginning of the semester, computer labs which students can access on a daily basis, and it is at no cost to the students. We will, as soon as you're registered, make available to all our students productivity tools. These are programs such as your Office 365, where you will need Microsoft Word to type your assignments, your Excels and PowerPoints. We also offer technical support within the computer labs to our registered students. And then the training initiatives that we have within our unit is digital literacy skills, where we train our students on how to use computers if you haven't used it before. So don't despair. Feel free to come to us and we shall train you on how to use computers. We also make some awareness on cyber safety to our students. We use online communication and collaboration platforms such as Microsoft Teams for our students to have their online sessions, to collaborate with one another, as well as to attend workshops such as these. We also provide Office 365 skills to our students. As soon as you start registering as a Unisa student, you are expected to have a My Unisa and a My Life account. So students ought to claim these accounts, and then we take you through some training on how our platforms work for you to find it convenient and easy to access your learning material and to participate and engage in your learning through our learning management system called My Unisa. Then we have what is very important for students who are going to be using or be registered with Unisa for the first time, what is called a multi-factor authentication method, which is where the student's privacy is protected against third parties who usually may want to access your information. So in order for you to be protected from the Sahel University and yourself, every time you access your My Unisa or your My Life account, it is required for you to authenticate yourself through a one-time PIN process where a PIN is sent to your phone, and you would have to enter such a PIN in order to have access to your account. And it is therefore important for all our prospective students and those who are going to soon register themselves to ensure that they provide the university with their own personal contact information, not that of a third person, even in the regard of your email addresses, so that we can have direct and immediate contact with the student. Where the student has not provided their personal contact information, it will be difficult for you to authenticate yourself during the process of accessing your learning. Where you find that you may have used somebody else's phone number, I think you still have an opportunity when you register again to change the phone number back to your own so that we can keep the contact with you as the registered student within the university. And I think that is basically my presentation. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can we see those round of applause for our colleague who has taken us through what we should know about the e-learning environment and platforms at Unisa. And I think that was brilliantly presented for all students to know that what is expected of you to be a successful Unisa student. But on top of that, what Unisa has to support you in your journey. Now we'll get into the Unisa library. Our colleagues will be taking us through the library services as part of the Unisa student walk. Over to you, colleague. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Program Director. Good day, colleagues and students. My name is Mduduzi Ngongwane. I'm here representing the Unisa Library and Information Services. And basically today, we're not going to be talking about the library and showing the full Monty as to what is happening, but just to whet your appetite as you are registering in your different modules, so that you know that the library, first of all, does exist. And in fact, we did ask to be given a slot, which was not a tradition in the past, that the libraries should be represented. But because we realized that, first of all, the library has not been included in the student walk, and that has been corrected. So in that map of the student walk, the library will see that there will be a slot or a slot for the library. And also we are surprised. We actually, as a library, thought that students do know that a university has got a library, but we're shocked. In fact, we are shocked by our first year students who come in here and say, I didn't know that Unisa has got the library. So basically, we are just trying to make sure that everybody knows that we've got the library. Let me try and project here. Are you able to see my slides?
Not yet.
Director? Not yet. Okay.
We do see a screen.
Screen. Okay, let me see if I can project.
I
Can you
see
see
the
now?
floor.
I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So basically now we're not going, as I've said, we're not going to cover the whole story, except to say that the library will give you access to a wide range of resources, including electronic resources and collections. And we also have libraries in different regions at Unisa. And I wish I had that wonderful map that was shown by Mrs. Or Miss Shezi, that shows the colorful map of the regions. But in terms of our libraries, there are libraries in Cape Town, Florida, Johannesburg, and that also includes one in Ethiopia, which is outside of our country. And then we also have another one in Rustenburg and in the Eastern Cape, Bebeja, as well as Sunnyside, which is just next door to the main library. Colleagues and students, this is where, if you need to know which books are available in your respective modules, you just simply click on this link, which will take you to that very website that you see in front of you. You can do that by simply going to your laptop, or you can even use what you call a library app, which you can download from Google Scholar or some other platforms, and then you'll be able to see which books are required for your module. It's quite a simple downloading process that you need. And as I've said, we're not going to talk about the whole spectrum of our services, but suffice to say that we have got what you call electronic reserves. This is actually an easy way for academics to actually provide you with resources that you need for your module. So on that very website that I've shown, you click on, perhaps if I can just go back, you would click on the find e-reserves, and then you just put in your module code, which is normally the first three letters of the module, and three numbers, or sometimes it's four numbers after those letters. And then the catalog will give you the list of resources. And by resources, I'm referring to, it can be books, it can be chapters, it can be articles that you are supposed to read on in order to submit your assignment and even to prepare for your examinations. As of last month, the library hours have changed, and therefore I do put in a small print at the bottom there that is individually branch library dependent. What do I mean by that is that, for example, Cape Town, where I am based, is opened from 8:15 until 6 o'clock, but you may find that other branch libraries are actually opened until 4 for whatever reasons. And then on Saturdays, you might find that other branches don't open, something around there. And then on Saturdays, you'll find that other branches don't open, but Cape Town, for example, will be open from 8 up until 1 o'clock on Saturdays. There are different ways in which we deliver the books to the students. Again, if you go to that website, you'll see how you can request the books. We do use the South African Post Office, but we are increasingly now using the third option, which is the courier. So basically, just need to make sure that when you register, please put in your preferred address. So I'm told that you can even put more than one address when you register, because some other people might be staying in places where it is not possible for courier companies to get into those areas. So you can just put in your address and then use perhaps the postal address for courier purposes. And also the libraries have got partners in different areas, particularly those that are outside of main cities. If you're in Joburg, if you're Rustenburg, for example, there might be a partner library in Kuruman where you can actually receive your book there and also actually return it from there. Okay, the library has put up together a small, what do you call it, a orientation video for you to actually learn about what does the library offer. In particular today, I just want to address this whole thing about the library block. I know Mr. Victor Oliveira said you probably, all of you who are attending this are new students, but we find that also in the second semester, you find students who are returning students. And some of them might have had a break of about 5 to 10 years. Now they come back and do a different program. And then they find that the computer does not forget. Find that there is a fine that was incurred 5 years ago and so on. So the appeal now is just for you to please double check that when last you were here, you actually have settled all your library funds and your debts, because in most instances the students, they come to our offices or they go online to register at the very last minute, and they find that there is something that is blocking their registration, and therefore you need to check that the library is not part of it. If you do have such a situation, it's quite easy. You would contact the libraries. I'll give you the contact details at the end of this presentation, so that you can actually email and then get assistance in order for you to either settle, or you can actually present your issue so that you can be actually so that your way to registration can be made easier. Yes, and then at the end, yeah, can only thank you and wish you well on your studies as you register. Yeah, the libraries. Okay, let me just say, if you're a librarian like myself, we always make this plea or encourage people that it doesn't have to be that one book that has been prescribed to you for you to read. The Unisa library has over 1 million books that you can read for your own, because actually it is a privilege, I think, that you actually get this opportunity to have access to millions of books that you can use just to empower yourself intellectually, even in and outside the area that you want to be working in. Yeah, as I've promised, here is our contact details, which is simply library inquiries at unisa.ac.za. And then also you can use that number. I can't guarantee that somebody will pick up the call on the other side, but yeah, that's our official number that you can use to make contact. Program director, that is where I end, and would invite students to come and join us on the 8th of July for a full program where we will actually enlighten you and go deeper into the things that I've just outlined. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And there you have it, students. You are invited to buy the library services on the 8th of July to learn more on how you can use the library to best support your journey at Unisa. Remember, our goal here is ensuring that our first years are successful beyond first year and throughout their journey at Unisa. So please honor that invitation, and thank you so much to the library for taking us through the library services as a crucial part of the student walk at Unisa. Next up, we'll be talking everything tutorial support, and hoping that our students are still with us and are still learning and are still taking down those numbers. Please also make sure that you are taking down the numbers, but be mindful that we are recording, and we will send to you what we call an information pack. The information pack, it will be filled with all the information that was in the presentation, all the frequently asked questions, so that you are best prepared for your registration periods. We have tutorial support next, and the colleagues will share with us how they aim to support you on your student walk journey. Thank you. We can see Ms. Mamadisa.
Oh, great. Okay. Good day, colleagues. Good day, students, prospective students. My name is Salome Mamadisa. And let me share. Trying to share my presentation. Here we go. Okay, I'm from the Department Tuition Support and Facilitation of Learning within the Directorate of Instructional Support and Services, which is called DIS. I must say you will be making the right choice by choosing to be part of the Unisa community, which is a open distance e-learning institution. And being at a distance institution has a number of benefits, some of which include flexibility, which means that you can work and study at the same time. You can study from anywhere, and you can study at your own pace. It includes accessibility, meaning students with disability, and the fact that Unisa is one of the biggest institutions in Africa. It's regarded as one of the mega institutions, and it's also lower cost compared to our conventional universities. And there's also opportunity to collaborate with other students. So as Unisa and as a Directorate of Instructional Support and Services, we are here to bridge the gap that most of our students experience. Studying at a distance, most of our students really feel isolated. So we are here to kind of bridge that gap with support services we are offering. One of the support services that Unisa offers is the tutorial support services. So these tutorial support are part of the teaching and learning activity. So students should be aware of the imposters. There'll be people who will be coming to you claiming to be part of Unisa and wanting to offer you tutorial support services. So you need to be aware of such. Tutorial information is available on our website. Usually students are communicated to, they are normally invited through their my Unisa email addresses, or you can contact your regional learning centers for information about the tutorial support services that are offered via Teams. It is also important to note that tutorials are integrated into the curriculum design. And the purpose of our tutors is to provide you with the content that is compiled by our academic teams, and it's designed in such a way that students will be able to interact with the study material, meaning that the tutors are there to help facilitate this interaction. It is also important to note that quality assurance aspects are embedded into our tutorials. Hello? Okay, So all the necessary quality assurance aspects are embedded into the tutorial support service that we offer at Unisa, meaning that there's vigorous selection of our tutors. Our tutors are properly trained, and they're also monitored. The activities that will be taking place either on Teams or on My Unisa are monitored by Unisa staff. And then you as students, you'll also have the opportunity to evaluate the service that you will be offering to you. You will have the opportunity to evaluate these tutors. And remember, the reason these people are there is so that they can support you through your academic journey so that you eventually able to succeed with your studies. Okay. Let me move to the slide. Now, who are these tutors? Tutors are qualified people from industry, and their role will be as follows. They'll be your first point of contact. You know? And I had already indicated that they'll be there to facilitate the interaction that will be there between yourself and your study materials, and they'll be there to moderate discussions that will be taking place on your learning management system, meaning making sure that there's no bullying that takes place, foul language, or maybe if you're not focusing on the topic at the hand, they'll be able to guide you. They'll be there to respond to academic related queries. They'll be there to provide feedback. They'll monitor what takes place during the learning process. And they're there for the social component, for your social well-being. So they'll be there to welcome you as a student, encourage and motivate you. Remember, this is a long academic journey and it might be lonely, and there'll be points where you might want to give up in the process. So they'll be there to support and reinforce, praise where you're doing very well, in order to encourage that you continue with your studies. And they'll be there to resolve conflict should it happen. You know, in a learning management environment, anything can happen as you interact with other students. So humor as well. You know, it will be your learning space. It will be like being in a face-to-face environment, but virtually. And they are also responsible. They have a responsibility to manage. I mean, to plan what they will be tutoring, to give the necessary instructions and schedule the tutorials accordingly, and make the necessary referrals. Unisa has a number of support services. There'll be other instances, maybe if they find that you're struggling with certain skills, where they'll be able to refer you for those services. And if there are other announcements that they feel that they must reach you, they will be able to make them. And then they also provide a certain level of technical support so that when you're studying online, for some maybe it will be for the first time. So at least to give you the familiarity of the environment and the necessary confidence, give you the general technical support, to be there to answer basic technical questions, and also assist with technical referrals. And to add to that, you'll need certain skills. You'll need to be able to participate online, at least some basic technical skills. You'll be so that you're able to navigate your learning and management system. At least the reading and writing skills for you to be able to communicate. You should be able to work with others. The learning management system offers the opportunity for you to collaborate with others And remember, you must also be able to work independently as a Unisa student. You should be able to think critically. Remember, tutors are not there to provide answers for you, but they will be there to assist you, to provide you with the academic support that you will need. You will have the right to ask questions, but they won't give you your assignment answers. You should be able to have critical thinking skills and be able to evaluate, examine the content that will be provided to you. And then you should be able to socialize well on an online platform, respect for others, having the general social skills, mind your language, etc. You should be able to explore. Remember, this is an institution of higher learning, like the previous speaker had mentioned from the library. You're not only going to be sticking to the prescribed material. Sometimes you'll be required to get additional material, whatever that may be required. The tutor might be there to assist you with that, but you should be able to take the initiative by yourself. And you should also have to have effective time management skill. Remember, some of you might be working, some of you might be doing other things on the side, so you should be able to manage your time well so that you are able to cope with the load of your studies. And most importantly, as a Unisa student, you should be able to carry on, to continue, remain motivated. Your tutors will be there to assist with this, but you should as well be able to have the motivation to study online. So for now, that will be it from me, and I'm wishing you the best with your academic endeavors. As they had already indicated, there'll be contacts that will be shared with you. You will have information regarding the services that are offered at the regional learning centers, some of which would include our tutors, and then otherwise the university will also contact you with regards to the tutors that will be appointed for you in your module. So thank you from me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, colleague, for that informative session. Thank you for showcasing the support that Unisa caters for students in terms of tutorial support. I hope that students took in the information to really see how Unisa is there to ensure a successful first-year journey. And then without wasting any more time, we have our next speaker who will be taking us through the resources for a successful first-year student, which would be Mr. David Happerstad. So please pay attention on how you can equip yourself on this journey of becoming a successful first-year student. Over to you, sir. Please just unmute.
Yep, I'm getting there. So good morning or good afternoon, colleagues. Sorry, MS Teams, it's just being a fun, joyous place to be today. All right, thank you, Zianda, for the welcome. And so far, you guys have gone through a lot of information. The guides that are on YouTube, please note we will upload the MS Teams version of the recording just to make sure that you don't miss any of the presentations, because unfortunately, there are a few bugs in the system in terms of streaming. All right, so cool, here we go. So guys, I'm part of the Academic Development Open Virtual Hub, we're known as ADOV, and this next 3 years we are looking at student digital resilience. So it's really about those resources that we can try and help you guys with so that you can excel at your studying and of course learning all these new technologies. So I've got a couple of things I'm going to speak about. The first one being Minecraft. Yes, we do use Minecraft. We're actually working on a project as we speak. That will help orientate you students who would like to go through a Minecraft world to learn about Unisa, something really different. So this is the type of work that we do at ADOV. So when you see an invite from us, you know it's going to be something very interesting coming up. For the next 3 years, we are going to continue with 4 IR skills, making sure that you guys have got all these skills that you need to be able to work in the modern working society. And of course, AI now is the biggie, isn't it? The Copilot and the chat GDPs and all those type of things. And we really want to show you guys how to use these technologies, but to use them in the correct way. Because obviously we do have other tools that can actually see if you are cutting corners. So please, guys, always remember AI is a tool to help you, but not to do the work for you, if you think about what I'm trying to hint at. We'll also be traveling around the country. We'll be having some focus groups with the training that we're going to be offering to really sit down with you guys to understand where you're at in terms of AI and how the world is changing. So do look out for this. We will be traveling over the whole country just about, and also to those smaller places that you won't actually find a Unisa campus, but we're going to be coming there. So do keep your eyes open once you're registered, because we will be sending you emails. All right, then I'm going to talk now a little bit more about the learning system and the devices that you can use or suggest that you can maybe look into. And then I'll also introduce you to our Lawazi chatbot, and I'll show you what that little fellow is all about. Okay, so learning management system. The nice thing is, we've got our own website, right? Our learning management system. It's open platform, which means you as a student, you can actually start accessing this materials already. You don't have to wait. So at least you can do some homework, you can prepare yourselves, and of course you can build up all those questions that you might have. That's why it's so important, and my colleagues did present as well a little bit earlier, a few times ago, about the ability to engage with the regional staff. Because remember, guys, Unisa's all over the country and including Ethiopia, and we do have students all over the world, to be honest. But it's so important that once you've got questions, that you go visit your nearest campus, go meet the people there, get their contact details, the library, the tutorials, definitely the computer labs. You might even meet me there if you come around Polokwane. So go meet the people there, because when you need help, you're going to need to be able to contact them. So it's a really, really good idea to start working through these materials, start understanding how the systems are going to work, but then go to the centers and find out what training is happening face to face, and maybe you're more comfortable that route and you can find out what's going on. So on our ADOF site, guys, if you go to adovh.unisa.ac.za, you guys can create yourselves an account. There is a link on the website, on the homepage, which basically guides you if you're a student. But when you try to log in and you need to create an account, just select the no option, because currently you're not a student, you're just an applicant who's accepted an offer. Only after registering, claiming your Unisa login, then you'll get access to your My Life email account, and then you can actually log in as a student. But for now, because this is an open site, you can actually say no, create yourself a quick little account. You can then go and check out things about My Unisa, My Life, My Modules. But we've also got courses that you can tackle for Word Basic, or if you've got the basics and you want to learn more about Microsoft Word, there's a Word Advanced that you can go and do as well. So these skills are definitely going to be needed in your assignments whenever you come around to doing them in portfolios and all sorts of things. At least then you know you've got some of those skills that I was referring to. So you can definitely be on the ball. Of course, with Unisa, once you've completed your registration, then you'll only get your Microsoft 365 account, guys. So that's very, very important. So you need to make sure your registration's paid up, you claim your login, and it usually takes about 48 hours before you can actually log in using the details. Because remember, it's a Microsoft account that gets created for you, but it has a license, which means you can go install onto 5 different devices, 1 license, 5 different devices, and then you can access all the programs from Microsoft 365. So if you need help, where are you going to go? Go to your nearest computer lab, because there are staff that can help you there as well. You'll see we do have programs or courses called STU 100, 200, and 400. So basically this is the My Modules one, just to show you what it's about. The 200 one is about the exams. How do the exams get done? What are the programs that you're going to need to use, proctoring tools, all that type of thing. And then, of course, the STU 400 talks really about Microsoft 365. So we're going to help you, show you how these programs work, and then you'll be able to enhance your studies, and that's quite important. As I said, for the next 3 years, we are busy working with the Resilience Program that's DHEIT funded. So we're going to be doing a lot of things about AI skills, ITC skills, specifically for female students. There's one module or course that we're going to be working on. So do keep your eyes open. So once these courses roll out, that you can be able to easily join them, come visit us, join us online, wherever you may be, and they are 100% free. Everything on this website, guys, is 100% free. You don't pay for anything here. It's totally free. And you, as I said, you can start engaging the materials ready. You don't have to wait. You've got some time now between now and registrations. Why not? Go have a look and see what's all coming up in your academic year. Now, the devices, this is quite an interesting one, guys. And we deal a lot with students, and we are seeing students now are starting to get more laptops and desktops, okay? Because most students have a smartphone, right? Which is fine. Try to have a smartphone that's not older than 5 years. The reason being the technology moves very quickly. Your operating system needs to be updated. You need to have access to the internet, which means data, which you will be getting. But just remember, the computer labs and the regional offices, all of them, do have free Wi-Fi. So you can actually take your device there, go and do the updates, use the free data that's available, and then, of course, connect to the internet. We also do recommend keep an eye on the space, the physical drive space that you have on your device, because some proctoring tools you're going to need to install them. So all those billions of pictures that you have of yourself, try to maybe back them up, but just make sure you've got some space as well. It must have a working camera, microphone, and sound, because all those things you're going to use, all right? But ideally, and I actually saw this in the chat, a student was saying, should I get a laptop? You know what? It can't do you any harm. If you are in a position or you already have a laptop, then that's actually really great, because that means you can pretty much be more in a comfortable space, because a laptop screen is just bigger. It's got more space for you to see what's going on, whereas a smartphone tends just to be really small. So ideally, yes, and it will definitely help with your exams. If you have one of these old donkeys called a desktop, all right, they still exist. I still got mine. What you can do is, instead of going to buy a laptop, you might just need to get a webcam and a microphone and just make sure it's connected to the internet. There's lots of different ways you can do that. So that's a quick and cheap way to actually get your desktop and turn it sort of into a stationary laptop in a way, which means you can then access all the programs. So you will need Windows 10, probably by this year or next year. You probably will have to use Windows 11, okay? But Windows 10 still works fine. Access to the internet, you definitely need that. And of course, I just said to you, you got MS Office, okay? Microsoft Office 365, which you get automatically once you've registered. So you will have access to all those programs as long as you are registered, hey? Then, of course, the latest web browser. We normally use Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge. Those are the two we generally use. Although you can use Linux and some of the other web browsers too. But you're just going to have to play a little bit more around with those, hey? Linux is quite an interesting option. But I did see a student asking about that. So yes, definitely give it a shot. Why not? Again, you need, similar to a phone, you need to have a camera, webcam, microphone, not the headset version, guys. If you write an exam, you can't use headsets. Just note that. And then sound and Wi-Fi as well. Again, internet connection. So have a look at these investments. I think they are quite useful. And then, of course, we do have Lawazi, our online assistant. All right, give me a second. I think when I shared, I didn't include sound. Okay, let me just try that again quickly. All right, so this is Lawazi. We do have a chatbot that actually you can ask questions. It is on our ADOF site. Currently, it's set up for exams because we just came out of an exam period. And we're finding a lot of students are actually asking it.
I'm extremely excited to introduce you to a brand new feature that has been developed to further support you in your academic journey, our online My Exams Assistant chat. Our online assistant chat is a virtual space where you can ask questions, seek guidance, and receive support for all your exam needs. Whether you're struggling with a specific topic, need help preparing for an exam, or simply looking for advice on how to manage your time effectively, our online assistant chat is here to assist you. Accessing and using the online assistant chat is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Simply visit the ADOVH site and click on the Give an Exam question button at the bottom right and start typing your question. Me, as the AI-powered assistant, will then provide you with the information you need in real time. I strongly encourage all of you to take advantage of this fantastic resource. It is a convenient and effective way to get support you need whenever you need it. And no, don't worry, my online assistant chat is designed to be user-friendly and accessible to everyone, regardless of your level of technical expertise. So, what are you waiting for? Give it a try and see how my online assistant chat can help you achieve academic success. Remember, we are here to support you every step of the way, and together, we can overcome any challenges that come our way. Thank you and best of luck with your exams.
Wazi, so yes, guys, so there's an example. That's our gaming studio here in Mukine campus, also a mini studio as well. And that's where we do a lot of our work. And like you can see, there's our humanoid android robot that we work with, that we program, and we will be taking it around to all sorts of places, schools, you name it. We go with that little light guy. And yes, we're looking forward to meeting you guys. So when you do see those invites, do come and see us. And as I did suggest, please do contact us if you've got any questions at adovh@unisa.ac.za. So all the best with your studies and looking forward to meeting you all. Thanks, Yanda.
Thank you, David, and thank you for your presentation, and thank you to Lwazi for being a supportive device for our students. So please, guys, please do reach out to the Advocate team. As you can see, they have amazing online resources that could be very beneficial in your journey to becoming a successful student here at Unisa. And last on our program, we have Ms. Kay Binda, who will be talking us how do we get in touch with Unisa. So please also listen very attentively to the session. Please continue to ask those questions in the chat box and let us give it over to our colleagues who's going to show us and show the students on how to get in touch with Unisa. Thank you.
Thank you, Ziyanda. Students and colleagues, good afternoon. My name is Kwanele. I am from the Unisa Student Communication Center, which we normally call it the contact center. I will be taking you through the process on how you can communicate with the institution during your academic journey. It gives me a great pleasure to be here with you today and to provide you with, ways that you can communicate with your university. Many of my colleagues have been sharing with you regarding the student walk, which is from the application until you graduate with the institution. I will move to my next slide. We have about 4 support entries within the university, which is via the telephone platform. We have via the email platform. We have our social chat. We have web chat and also the chatbot. So our number in the contact center, it is 0800 001870. So you can choose any option depending on what your inquiry is regarding. For example, as we are about to open for registration, it will be, an option for registration and application student inquiries. We have our email addresses there. For general inquiries, it can be registration. You can send us on that email address, which is inquire@unisa.ac.za. The university really takes care of students. We have an option for data as well, because we do provide data to our registered students. We also have your platform to study, basically, which is my module under my Unisa at unisa.ac.za. So that's where you can communicate with us related to queries that are related to my Unisa and my life. We also have exam inquiries. We are still busy with exams. However, if your query is related to exam, you will, have your experience towards the end of the semester. Our exams will take place in October, November. So you will use that option a lot. So you need to make sure that you have the correct information. We also have the email address on the slide. And also we have the MFA inquiries. A colleague of mine also mentioned information around the MFA. We also do assist. You need to use that that email address. And then, interestingly, especially for our students, because they are very much interested in technology. So we have social chat via the corporate page, which is Facebook and Twitter. You are most welcome to communicate with us with any inquiry on the student walk. We also have the chat, the web chat, I beg your pardon, which is live. You have a warm body behind that option, so you can communicate with us using that option. We also have the chatbot, which is 24 hours, where you then post a question. If the chatbot has an answer, you will be provided with an answer. If not, then you can use our web chat, or you can communicate with us via telephonically. And then where to find the self-help service, chatbot, and live chats. A colleague of mine, again, I think from registration, Miss Lizelle, went through this a page where you can find these three options, which is self-help. You can just go there, you post your questions, you will be assisted. And then you have the chatbot as well. These are available 24 hours. However, live chat, depending on the period. For example, during our normal working hours, which is entire student walk, we are open from 8 in the morning and 4 o'clock. However, during exam period, we are open for students until 7 p.m. So we are available under those options. And then the most important part, when you communicate with the institution, you need to make sure that you provide this information so that your query can be resolved immediately, which is a student number, your contact details, a full description of your challenge. If possible, include the screen where you are experiencing that problem so that we can be able to understand and assist you immediately. For now, I understand that we have first-time students and also returning students. For our first-time students, you will realize that after you have been registered fully, you will then have to join My Unisa. My Unisa will also provide you with the email address that is compulsory to use when you communicate with the institution. Like I said, for now, you are still using your Gmails, your Yahoo, because you are not yet registered. As soon as you are registered, it's a must that you then claim My Unisa account so that you can have that My Life email account. And then we move to the escalation process for queries that are already large, depending on how complex the query is. For example, my colleagues have been presenting from application to registration. So there are certain inquiries that within the contact center, we are unable to provide you with answers. I'll just make an example of one a query. For example, your registration is not processed. Maybe you submitted registration modules without maybe checking the core and prerequisite. So that registration will not go through because you have submitted the registration incorrectly. So that registration will hang. Whenever you give us a call, we go through and check what is the problem, why is still not registered. If we see that it needs a human intervention, we then escalate it to our registrations department. And then we also have our managers based in the Florida campus and McClinic Ridge, where we then escalate to them should we not be able to resolve the queries on the floor. Having said that, thank you so much, students, and good luck with your academic journey. Back to you, Yanda. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, colleague. Seeing the hands. A round of applause for our presenter. Okay, we have reached the end of the program. I just quickly want to take you through on the journey that we've been in our pre-registration orientation. It's just a recap and also just a word of thanks for our presenters for being here. So thank you for being with me today. I am Zianda Fabana. I'm a student success practitioner at the Student Retention Unit. And today we had our pre-registration orientation. Let me just put them. I just want us to take a moment to reflect truly on Unisa being the largest open distance e-learning institution. Unisa last year celebrated 150 years of supporting students and student success. So as you are here as a prospective student at Unisa, please know that you are part of this beautiful history that has stood the test of time, that we have 150 years of student support, of student success, and also going forward of reclaiming Africa's intellectual properties. Today we had a student pre-registration orientation, which is again to foster a sense of support and sense of belonging for students coming into Unisa for the first time. As the speakers have alluded to, Unisa is an open distance e-learning institution. It is the biggest there is in Africa. We are an online institution, but do support students throughout our various Unisa centers, as mentioned by the students, by the colleagues in the presentation. Now, I want you to take home of the conversations that we've had in this orientation. We looked at student health and wellness, and that is how do we care for students coming into Unisa for the first time? We understand that support is a holistic approach to supporting students. Therefore, this is why we started with health and wellness. This is why we felt it is important to remind you on time management as a crucial skill in success at higher education, more importantly at an ODEL. We also talked about career development and also making time for counseling as part of your journey at Unisa. We had colleagues to take you through step by step in terms of registration, and also highlighted the importance of disability disclosure during this crucial period of registration so that the university can give you, or so that the university can accommodate you through reasonable accommodation. Please also remember to read the rules as they are your guidelines to a successful registration period. We also talked about the support in the regions, what support you can get at the regions, and also the library took you through how to use the library services so that you are successful within your journey. We covered student debtors and student funding, and also the tutorial support that is available for students dependent on the module that they are in. Please also remember to use our e-learning platforms. Our libraries is there, our region centers are there to assist you in learning more on your e-learning platforms that we use at Unisa. Our colleagues, our dedicated colleagues, also took us through the online resources that are available for you as you are waiting for your registration period. Please make use of the resources that were presented by the FYE team and also ADOF. And lastly, please remember the steps that were shared by our colleagues on how to contact Unisa, how to ensure that you are kept in touch. You keep in touch with your university and how we can offer support through communication. Lastly, I shared with the students that the world's greatest achievers have been those who have always stayed focused on their goals and been consistent in their effort. I'd like you to take that off, to take the saying and implement it within your first year of journey, is that your goal is to stay focused and be consistent in your efforts to success at Unisa. With that brings me to the end of the program. I would like us to please have a round of applause for all of our staff members who joined in today to welcome you at Unisa, to welcome you on your first step to success. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you for the support that you give to our first year students. And we will see you again in the post-registration orientation, which is the orientation that Unisa will be coordinating again to show you the support that we offer to our students and then how we are dedicated into ensuring you have a successful first year student. So welcome and thank you for choosing Unisa. We will be the team to assist you on your successful journey at Unisa. Thank you so much.